Welcome to the Talkin Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Wanted to drop a video and talk more about recruiting. It seems like there is a buzz in the air, and we just continue to talk about top tier talent all across the country that Tennessee is in the mix for. We're going to continue that theme today. We're going to talk about one of the nation's top running backs. You can see the tweet there from Treyon Webb. Mind blown. History repeats itself. Hashtag Go Big Orange. Talking about the duo from the past in Peyton Manning and Jamal Lewis, and now the duo of the future, Nico Maliava and Treyon Webb. Again, he's one of the top running backs in the country. Last night on the live stream, we're talking about recruiting and the excitement and the offense. Josh Heupel could potentially be putting together a juggernaut on the offensive side of the ball. Yes, I know there's more work to do. There's more work to be done. You've got to add some guys on defense. You've got to add some guys on the offensive line. But when we're talking about the skill positions, when we're talking about quarterbacks, wide receivers, and running backs, Tennessee is possibly putting together a juggernaut. Let's look at who they have committed already in the class of 23. Obviously, Nico, five-star quarterback out of the state of California, one of the best quarterbacks in the country. Tight end Ethan Davis, he's a guy that jumped in the boat early and kind of got the momentum going in this class of 23. Four-star tight end out of Georgia. Could potentially see him bump up even higher in the ratings as he goes through his senior season. Nate Spillman, obviously the wide receiver, in-state wide receiver, already in the boat. Aiden Bussell, in-state offensive tackle, in the boat. Just recently, Nathan Robinson's commitment, edge rusher out of Tennessee also, and Jack Luttrell, safety out of Georgia. But then you look at who has been in and around campus. Carnell Tate, Kyler Casper, put out videos about those guys recently. But now Treyon Webb is in the mix. Does Tennessee have a shot? We're going to talk about it. Before we get going, as always, do me a favor, smash that like button just below the video. It's quick, it's free, it's easy. It helps the channel, and I would appreciate it. If you're new to the Talkin Vols Network, you're wondering, what is this? We're not experts. We're not insiders. We are fans just like you. Make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications so you don't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Let's go ahead and throw some highlights here of Treyon Webb on the screen. I'll let those play as we kind of go through this. Treyon Webb, what I like first and foremost, well, he's a speed guy, but he's got size. 6'1", 205 pounds. You know, we always say once he gets on a college campus, you could see him potentially add 10 to 15 pounds onto that frame. He is a four-star running back out of the state of Florida. Depending on where you look, he is ranked either the 5th or 6th running back in the country. Let's take a look at his scouting report. He runs an 11.26 100-meter. Again, he is a track guy. He's got the speed. But the scouting report from Andrew Ivins over at 24/7 Sports, he's a Southeast recruiting analyst, says he is a methodical runner that can make people miss and shed tackles, has contributed at the varsity level since he was in 8th grade for one of Florida's top private school programs. Came alive as a junior in the 3A state playoffs, totaling 876 rushing yards and 10 touchdowns in just four games. Does a nice job using his initial burst to hit the hole hard. You can see that on the highlights. He has good vision, and he hits the hole well. He gets north and south in a hurry. Goes on to say he has enough wiggle to occasionally get out of trouble if a play breaks down, as he has shown that he can sidestep defenders or spin away from them. Shouldn't exactly be considered a power back given his build. Again, 6'1", 205 for a kid that has his full senior year. I like the frame to be able to add some more weight. Goes on to say he's added a effective stiff arm, which helps keep him upright. Squatty base, low center of gravity also makes him hard to bring down in the open field, at least under the lights. Has won some foot races throughout his prep career, but seems to lack a true top-end gear. However, likely to get more explosive once lifting in a college weight room, and has posted some respectable times on the track. Again, a track guy. He might not be the fastest guy in college football, but he is a track guy, and he does have enough speed. Hasn't been asked to catch the ball all that much while operating out of a spread single back attack, but has shown on the offseason 7-on-7 circuit that it can be more than just a check down option. Likely to emerge as a multi-year contributor at the Power 5 level and possibly an impact player on Saturdays if he keeps progressing and avoids injury. Also, a little position ambiguity to him as he impressed while doubling as a defensive back in the past. At minimum, that experience will make him more valuable on special teams. Now, a lot of people, some of the experts, he's got a couple of crystal balls to Florida. He's got some predictions to Oklahoma, some predictions to Georgia, but most of the experts seem to think he is a Florida lean. But again, you see the tweet recently. Of course, these kids, it's a process. They're going to go through that recruiting process, and they're going to get their attention. That's fine. But Brett Hubbs over at VolQuest talked about Treyon Webb being in town just recently for the spring game. He actually said most people think that he is a Florida lean, but he says do not discount Jerry Mack in this one. He goes on to say that Jerry Mack has built a good relationship with Webb, and this past weekend's visit could go a long way as far as determining how much in the mix Tennessee actually is. Now, he did drop a top 5 going back to March. The top 5 is Baylor, Penn State, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Florida. So again, 24/7, giving him some crystal balls to Oklahoma, giving him crystal balls to Georgia. They didn't even make the top 5, so take it for what it's worth. Tennessee, again, very much in the mix of this thing. I just like when you look at what Josh Heupel, what Alex Golesh, what they are doing with the offensive side of the ball in the world of recruiting, you are seeing a true rebuild. This is how you get back to the glory days. You stack the recruiting classes. I know that's something I've kind of preached for the last couple of weeks because we are seeing it. When you look at the wide receivers, if Tennessee's able to get Carnell Tate to Tennessee, if they are able to go and get a guy like Kyler Casper, and then you stack those guys in with the guys in the class of 22, the Cam Millers, the Caleb Webbs, the Squirrel Whites, and you start adding talent and you create this competition. The quote from Jalen Hyatt, I love it. I'm going to go ahead and play it right now because this is how you get better.
It's here it's Tennessee, so we're going to get the best guys here. That's just every year. Every time we're out there, it's competition. Nobody has a spot. Nobody's comfortable. We're all working to get better.
Competition breeds success. And yes, in the world of college football now, and it's 2022, the transfer portal, we've seen how that changes everything, but the best man will play. People talk about Nico, and they talk about, well, what about Taven Jackson? The best man will play, and that benefits us as fans. If Nico can't beat out Taven Jackson and Nico transfers, then that's fine because we got the better of the two. I trust Coach Heupel to develop a quarterback, to put the best quarterback on the field, but as he continues to stack these recruiting classes, can we keep the momentum? Because at the end of the day, it's going to come down to wins and losses. They got through 2022. They got through the NCAA investigation. That's a free pass. We get into 2023. We are seeing top-tier prospects interested in this football program. But if you lay an egg, if you go out and you lay an egg this fall, none of that's going to matter. You have to get it done on game day in order to continue to stack those recruiting classes. We saw it with Butch Jones. Butch Jones had some success in recruiting, but once you kind of get stale or stagnant and you don't cross that hump on the field of play, then recruiting is going to die out. Josh Heupel has to win. He has to win this fall. I'm not saying he has to win 10 games, but he has to continue to show improvement, show progress in order to keep this momentum going as we move through the 2022 season. You guys know what to do. Hit that comment section. Do you think Treyon Webb is a legit option for Tennessee? Do you think Tennessee has a chance to get him in the boat? Add one of the top running backs in the country to go along with one of the top quarterbacks in the country, one of the top tight ends in the country. We will continue to watch this class of 23 fill out, but hit that comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Also, go check out the official merchandise of the Talkin Vols Network. Just go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin Vols. You can see the new Talkin Vols Elite merchandise. We've also got State Pride, Retro Vols, all the old faithfuls. Any and all support, greatly appreciated. Thank you guys for hanging out last night on the live stream. Oh, it was a long one. It was a long one, but it was a fun one. I love hanging out on Tuesday nights with you guys. But that's going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.